So through Father Pavone, I became aware of abortion. I didn't even know women were having abortions. And what was life changing for me, and I think also it even jumped him into another whole stratosphere. He was already on fire about ending abortion. But one day we were invited by some of our local pro lifers to go to a rescue. Now, this was in 1990, and it was in Long Island, New York. So I had to meet Father Pavone and these other people like at 5:36 in the morning. And I left my family and my husband that day and said, "Listen, you guys, I'm going off to a pro life event." I didn't even tell them what it was. And the pastor of our parish made me promise, "Don't let Father Frank get arrested. He's got to get back here to say the vigil mass." I said, "Don't worry, Monsignor. I won't let him get arrested. We're just going to go to help counsel." So what we did was we had to go. We got these little instruction cards, like drive to this place, and then from there you were in this parking field, and someone gave you another index card. It was kept secret what abortion mill the rescuers were going to do that day. We were not going to chain ourselves to the doors like they did back in the 90s and the 80s. We were the outer ring people who, as people were still coming to get their abortion and found out the clinic was closed and were getting upset, we were there to intervene with them and talk to them about the pregnancy help center that was nearby and how we could bring them for real help and all that. And I'll never forget, the thing that impressed me the most was actually seeing girls get out of their cars with visible baby bumps. And I was like, Father Frank, they're going to kill their babies. Like, this is like mind blowing for me. And then there was one man who had his daughter by the wrist and dragging her towards the abortion mill. And when he found out it was closed, he freaked out. He went crazy. In fact, he was pointing and screaming his finger at Father Frank. And I was going to the man, "You're bringing your daughter to have an abortion? Don't you realize the risk you're putting her through? And you're aborting your own grandchild?" And he was screaming at us. I'm telling you, Jacob,
Wow.
door closed behind me that day. And of course, behind Father Frank too, but he was like already on a different stratosphere than me. But it made abortion real for me. Oh my gosh, this is really happening. These women are going in with their babies and killing them. And I also was very in tune to the damage abortion was doing to these women. And that was it for me. I just got involved. We established a pro-life committee at our parish. We just were doing pro-life stuff like crazy on Staten Island, New York. And then, of course, when Father in September 93 was elected to be the first full-time director and Cardinal O'Connor gave him permission to do Priest for Life, I thought, "Oh, bye, Father. I'll just continue doing my work here on Staten Island." But oh no, he got me involved. If I continued to volunteer for Priest for Life and Father Frank. In fact, our first resource department was ran out of my basement. I had volunteers coming and helping Father. And then in June of 2000, I totally left a very successful teaching career and became full time with Priest for Life. And the teachers in my school were flabbergasted that I was going to leave this great opportunity to have a guaranteed pension and all these guarantees in life to go off and do pro life work. In fact, at my luncheon that they gave me, my goodbye luncheon in June of that year, at the luncheon, my final speech to them and thanking them, I said, "Well, I'm going to do the work I'm doing because I'm going to help you, ladies and gentlemen, with job security." And they looked at me puzzled. I said, "Well, because I'm going to stop people from aborting their children. Because guess what? If we keep aborting the children, your class size is going to go down and some of you are going to lose jobs." And they were like, "What?" And this was to a mostly pro-choice people, in New York City. Go picture. And so that was the start of my adventure, so to speak. Mm, I've been involved in the pro-life movement for 35 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's such yeah,
I went
good.
I went to my first March for Life in January of 1990, and I have never missed one since. Never.
Wow.
I even went to one on crutches when I sprained both my ankles when I fell down a few steps carrying laundry. And I still went on crutches to the March for Life. And the year of COVID, when they had to shut down and not have the march, 100 pro-life leaders were selected to march symbolically for everybody. I went then too. So it's 35 years straight. Have never. This will be my 36th year this January. I have never missed a March for Life.